I think we should have the best ideas battle out the worst ideas. And I think the only reason why we have such an extreme divide and conquer agenda is because we never really had an honest conversation in America because we couldn't.
I was still in the Air Force, and I used to be able to sit at my computer and write reports and like go to InfoWars website, and I could listen at work. Now I can't even post an InfoWars article on Facebook. Times have changed, and it's just funny because I would just blast it through the stereo while he's talking about had Gerald Celente on and talking about military relationships and the military-industrial complex, and I'm just sitting there in my uniform like turning it up.
I like to give Mark Zuckerberg some credit. IG is much more based now than it used to be. Okay, so while Facebook is still kind of the deep state with Meta, when it comes to IG, I've said some very heinous things about Kamala Harris, and no one's banning me, and I'm getting millions of views.
I think
it's very based now. So shout out to Zuck. He's getting it now. He really is.
I think coincidence that he's working out and he's like no longer looks like a soy boy.
Do you think he voted for Trump?
I think Zuck
100% he voted for Trump.
Zuck and Bezos, I think, are reading the room and they're seeing, oh, Trump's going to win. Like they have internal data that's better than any pollster. They have all this social media data. They can see, oh my God, like Trump's going to landslide. And they're like, we better be more favorable towards Trump real quick so that they don't get their handed to them with regulation, because Amazon deleted Parler, Facebook deleted Donald Trump's page. These people deserve to have their handed to them with regulation, and instead they're like, hey, I'm right wing now, guys. I'm Zook. I'm wearing a gold chain. I'm kind of right wing. Bezos is like following right wingers on Twitter, and he's I'm working out, guys. Like they want to be one of us because they don't want us to hand them their. And they should not get a pass. They got to put their money where their mouth is. Elon Musk had to put up, $100 million to support Trump? And, he just wants to keep his government contracts. Great. Zuckerberg and Bezos, if you don't want us to hand you your you better do something real for the right, because you were trying to suppress us for a decade. If you don't want your handed to you, put up or shut up. Yeah. We're going to regulate you.
Yeah, give us back our pages. Give us back the reach we had. Give us back our ability to actually talk to the people that wanted to listen to us. And until we do that, I'm still skeptical.
Let's push back for a second. JD Vance is connected to Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel is the only guy in the world who tells Elon Musk and a whole bunch of other guys what to do. So let's get this straight. Once Trump wins, they have a direct pipeline to Silicon Valley through JD Vance. It's going to change, and it's going to change very quickly. And soon it's going to be the other side who's going to be complaining about getting censored, because it's going back. The pendulum swings. It always swings. So I hope you guys can take it as well as you dish it out.
Well, but that's the difference between the right and the left, and that is that we don't censor because we know that they will fail on their own accord. We don't need to censor stupid ideas. Stupid ideas will go by the wayside when people listen to them and they don't agree. And
a lot of stupid people in the world. And remember, we got that fluoride in the water now. Men and women don't breastfeed their babies. That's another 9.
Chest feed, you mean?
Whatever you want to call it, but again, that's another 9 points off the IQ. People wondering why people are so stupid right now. Fluoride in the water, no breastfeeding. You're talking about 18 points off the average IQ level. So yes, there's a lot of stupid people. So maybe a little bit of censorship.
Yeah, but that's fine. Let's let those stupid ideas out in the open, because that's what changes people's minds. When you hear a smart idea and you hear a dumb one, you're like, wait a minute, this person you got to let it play out.
A high IQ person does that. I think you really underestimate how many stupid people we have in this world. Listen, we live in a time where there's more enlightened and educated people than any time in world history. But guess what? We also live in a time where there's more unevolved, uneducated people in world history. All you got to say is racist, and all of a sudden that's all they remember. So again, I want people to understand, a little bit of censorship really isn't a bad thing.
No, I refuse to call that, because you know what? You need to have these ideas exposed.
Do you want to censor pedophiles?
Okay, well, we're talking about
there you go. There you go. So you are agreeing
I
that
don't-
some censorship is real.
I don't want to censor them. I want to do other things to them because I don't
Well, there's a
think
difference
You know what I'm talking
between
about.
opinion ideologies and criminal ideologies for
Exactly.
groups that can't consent.
Some people don't think that's criminal.
But can we just
Crazy
take a
people.
moment?
I say let the law handle it. Like if you're doing illegal stuff, the law will handle it. You don't need companies to discern what you can and cannot listen to. I think we should have the best ideas battle out the worst ideas. And I think the only reason why we have such an extreme divide and conquer agenda is because we never really had an honest conversation in America because we couldn't because of all the censorship that's been happening. And this is why we have men and women at odds with each other, fighting and hating each other. I got a call from Jeremy now, so I'm going to take it. So we're going to coordinate.
ahead.
figure this
We-
out.
Cancer
I
needs to
just
be
wanted to
eradicated.
point
Cancer
out-
needs to be eradicated.
Well, I just want to point out it feels really good. I'm being serious, by the way, to be around actual like intellectual men. I mean, look at you. You're over here looking Jurassic Park. I love it.
Thank you.
I love it. And it's just great because, you know, we are a demographic of people that pay attention. But remember, like, even what, like 20 years ago, the encyclopedias being sold door to door. Now we have the world at our fingertips. And I agree with Martha, like, I'm not a flat earther, but I feel like people should be able to. My friend Eddie Bravo is a massive flat earther, so don't get mad at me if you're watching.
I'll bring Zerka on and he'll debate all
But
day
my
with
point
him.
is, people should be able to talk about anything that they want if they believe that they're
absolutely
a time
look
traveler.
at
Talk about what you want to talk about, as long as you are not engaging in criminal activity that puts another person at risk. And I'm not talking about the jibby jabs either, because I am harmed by it from active duty. I told you. I mean, oh my gosh, do you guys know this? The best thing ever is I became a community notes member and I had to write enough notes to get full writing status. My own whistleblowing story gets community noted and I'm like, screw you. I am the person that's in this video and I have whistleblower protection. So go hump a cactus, because it's
Hump a
crazy.
cactus,
Go
huh?
hump a well. If
Is
I
that
had,
Arizona saying?
no, if I had my laptop out here on my podcast, I, instead of saying go F yourself, I respectfully say go hump a giant wasabi lace cactus. So I have like all these cactus and.
It sounds like something Carrie Lake would say.
No,
That's why
I
I
just,
said,
I have to be
Shout out to her.
PG-13, but yeah, I get really spicy. So, but I forgot what I was even saying. Oh
we
my
were
God.
we were arguing that you don't need to
Oh, yeah.
censor people because dumb ideas will lose. And what going back to what you were saying,
It
I mean, if you,
self-corrects.
yeah, it does. I mean, look at like the racism debate in this country, because we really have been told that people hate each other based on the color of their skin, when that's not at all. You go out into the real world and you talk to people. And how many people really, truly believe that? And we haven't been able to have this conversation.
Well, I think hate is a strong word, and I dislike people equally. I don't care what color you are, what religion, class, of money,
Same.
whatever.
I hate them based
It's
on
how
their
you
ideas,
carry
not-
yourself.
Right.
You know, it's how you carry yourself. And I have found myself, especially during the Ron Paul Revolution days, I was friends with people that are like 50 years older than me. You know, it's just, we shared ideologies for freedom. So I don't care what religion you are. I don't even care if we disagree on major issues, but do you believe in individual liberty? Because that's super hot.
Just to be clear, when I was saying regulate Facebook and Amazon, I'm not talking about censoring people. I'm talking about using antitrust to kick their ass in
Absolutely.
and break up their companies if that's what we want to do, because they were busting up, literally deleting Parler. It was the #1 right-wing social media, and Amazon deleted it. So if we want to use antitrust law to bust up their monopolies, we should consider that and see what their counteroffer is publicly. Let's talk to them about it. And then besides that, Facebook has broken the law in a number of ways. The way that they've gone after people, it's a civil rights violation. That's one thing. The Section 230 thing that everybody likes to talk about, we can repeal that and go after them that way too. That's civil. And then everything that they're doing, deleting pages, destroying people's freedom of speech, it's actually a public utility. The telephone company cannot delete your telephone if they don't like what you're saying on the phone.
That's a great point.
Twitter and Facebook and even Amazon, these things are so gigantic, they are public utilities. It doesn't matter if they're privately owned. So there's a number of ways we can regulate these people. It's already laws on the books that they should have already been regulated, except people like Jim Jordan, the Republican, takes money from Google. So we have Republicans that are not actually busting these big tech people because they're taking money from them. But if Trump wins, and it looks like he's going to win, we need to crack down on everything that they've been doing to us. They want to prosecute us, lock us up, use big tech against us. All that stuff, we got to flip it on their heads.
Oh yeah, 1776 will rise again.
I think we have to look at Jeff Bezos and Zuckerberg as they're going in the right direction. So I'm not sure cracking down at them at this point would be the right thing. But you know who you do crack down? Google.
Sure.
Google is the
Absolutely.
number one
Yeah.
person who is supporting Mrs. Harris and all this other crap that's in the Democratic administration. And to say that they used to have a motto, "Don't be evil," and they turned
removed it.
exactly what they didn't want to be. They are an evil company. They are the evil empire, and they need to be dealt with. It needs to be broke up like the Baby Bells were in the 80s.
Yeah,
That's
their executives were crying when Donald Trump won in 2016.
Oh, they're going to be crying a lot more now.
They played a major role in the 2020 election as well. So yeah, that's happening. As of course, I've been telling people to prepare for a very long time. I just released a video about how to prepare on lukeunfiltered.com, a special secret, not so secret society where you get to join a lot of really cool, awesome people and be a part of the larger conversations that no one else really has. I go deep down the rabbit hole. I talk about my personal decisions. I talk about things that I do in my life that I am using information on in order to, of course, better it. And that's the information that I try to share with you in order to help promote, build, grow, and expand our human consciousness, wealth, prosperity, and liberty. Freedom is in your hands if you decide to act on it in the proper way. And I've built lukeunfiltered.com 12 plus years of behind the scenes videos just on that basic model alone of trying to give you the tools, the information, the seed oil cards, the crap list of items you should be avoiding at the supermarket. That's all available for members of lukeunfiltered.com. If you haven't signed up yet, what are you waiting for? Signing up is key, it's crucial, and it's more important than ever. Sign up right now, lukeunfiltered.com. It's quick, it's easy, it's simple. You go here, and whatever your budget allows, I know times are hard, but for just $8, 20 cents a day, you could sign up right here, click it, and then you just put in a little bit of information. You get emailed back a login. You log in, and you get a lot of really awesome values that are a lot more valuable than Netflix. You have a choice. You want to do Netflix, or you want to do lukeunfiltered.com. Make that choice. Vote with your dollars. Vote with your clicks. Start to decide your own life path right now. 3 master classes that will teach you some really incredible skills. Do you want to sit there and be glazed by the satanic, evil, corporatist, demonic propaganda that plays on your subconscious and emotional, psychological weaknesses? Or do you want to be uplifted and, of course, enlightened and given information that a lot of powerful people don't want you to have? That decision is yours, and it starts with you signing up to lukeunfiltered.com. Sign up there right now, and I will see you there right after this broadcast. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you signing up to lukeunfiltered.com. And because you do, this is why I love you guys. Stay tuned for more here on youtube.com/wearechange.